She hardly ever makes a left. That was pretty impressive. And she likes her little cardboard box.
She can't turn left. Welcome to My Cat Calling, the podcast for cat people by cat people. I'm Krista Moy. I'm a comedian, writer, designer, and cat mom to this golden bachelor, Prince Gary. If you haven't yet, join our Pawdience. Follow us everywhere on social at My Cat Calling and subscribe to our channels wherever you get your podcasts. We would very much appreciate your support for this indie podcast. If you know a cat lover in your life who might like what we're shitting out, share this episode with them. Spread the purd. It's time for our mood check. How are you doing today, Prince Gary? Few licks into the microphone. We're trying these like shrimp and fish little like triangle treats that are only tuna and shrimp. And so far I think he likes them. But I think like it might take a little adjusting to his stomach because like he's had a little bit of TMI runny poops. So we're gonna see how he does on those for the next couple of days. We've got an amazing guest for you today. She is the founder of the Kitty Charm Farm in Cafe Maui, Hawaii, which is home to over 100 animals. The cats on her farm are part of the Fly Hawaii Cats program, which rehomes cats all over the mainland. Please enjoy this episode with Sarah Haynes. He's
Yeah.
very excited to learn about cats in Hawaii, as he's never been.
He doesn't look that excited. He just looks cute.
This is his excited face. He's got resting bored face. Yep, absolutely. What is your history with cats?
Well, growing up, they were my like stuffed animal. Like I was always like hugging on to them. And then we always had them. When I went into college, our house burned down and my two cats died. And
Oh my
then I did
God.
a really awful thing. And I would highly recommend anybody really think about this before they do it. I went in more years of college. It was when I first went to college that my house burned down. I didn't live there anymore because I'm in college. I ended up adopting two kitties in college, and they were super sweet. And then I got the opportunity to go on semester at sea. Some of my friends watched them. And then I got the opportunity to go to American College in Paris. I ended up giving them to my parents, and my parents ended up giving them to somebody else. Who knows who knows what happened to them. Luckily, back in those days, there wasn't so much kill shelter stuff, but
Yeah.
I abandoned my own pets, and I probably should have more compassion for it today since I did it myself. But I don't. I'm just
Yeah.
I have compassion for the cats, and I'm trying really hard to talk people out of doing it. And I felt terrible about it the rest of my life, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also sold a horse in those years and ended up really regretting it and trying to find her. I found her right before she died, literally probably 10 years after I sold her. I found her. And, my connection with animals is really strong, and I will never do that again. I am completely bonded to my animals, and I am crystal clear that if I take on an animal, it's for life. And, my will goes to my animals, my farm goes to my animals, everything I own, it goes to making sure that they stay safe. And I have a fierce protection for them today, and probably partially because of what I did.
Yeah. I have a similar. I also had a cat when I was younger, like in college years, and I got rescued a cat that was kitten, and went through a breakup. Like it just like wasn't the right time for me to have a cat, and
Or it
ended
was
up
the right time for you to have that boyfriend.
that
Probably should
too.
that.
Yeah, that too. And
That's talking to somebody today about the same thing. That's my new
yeah, absolutely. And I still, I think of him. I gave him to a family friend. It ended up being a good fit. It is something that I think about, as someone who's so bonded with my current cat. I'm like, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, how did
Like
right.
I totally can't believe it, but I think, life can just get so overwhelming for people and
Age is really relevant too. Like people want to adopt from me that are in their 20s, and you wouldn't believe the conversations I have with them. Because I should
yeah.
really adopt every cat I get, but I'm like, are you going to go to college? Who's going to take the cat when you go to
Yep.
college? Are you going to? What about when you get this opportunity to move to New York and this great music industry job? What are you going to do then? Like,
Yep.
because there are tons of amazing homes at that age, but I know how loving I was, and I did it. So
Mhm.
it's a very transitional time of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you think your boyfriend's
Yeah.
like your soulmate, and then you can't remember their name 10 years later, so
Yeah. Did you have a favorite cat?
I don't know that I've ever had a favorite. Probably the one I was most bonded with isn't because the cat was any better than any other cat. It was probably the time of my life, like the
Okay.
age I was. I had a little cat named Krella because of Krella DeVille, right?
Mhm.
And she just slept with me every night and drooled on me and like, kept me warm, and it was just an amazing cat. Yeah, a little Siamese cat, but I don't, like,
Uh,
find Siamese now and go, "Oh my god, Krell." I don't even it doesn't
yeah, it's not because she was Siamese, it's that
there
you loved
wasn't
her.
anything it's just a connection to animals. I mean, I had mice, I had horses, I had rats, I had dogs, and I'm vegan, and I have a farm
Mhm.
sanctuary that is not just cats. I've got pigs that I've rescued, ducks, cockfighting roosters, chickens.
I've always wanted a pig as pet.
I got 2, you can come visit, we have a guest
Oh,
house.
man. That's actually the dream.
Yeah, do it.
I yeah,
Dreaming.
I'm
The flights are you're in LA, right?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
It's $120.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I
the easiest
definitely am looking into this whole fly Hawaii cats
yeah, and then you fly
situation.
some kitties back for us at the same time.
Yeah, so tell us about Fly Hawaii Cats and how
Sure.
you began to start this program.
Well, we were talking a minute ago about young adopters and my concerns around that. Way bigger concerns, um, around Maui adopters and Hawaii adopters
Mm,
in general. And the reason is not necessarily the people. Well, one is we don't have predators, so a lot of animals are allowed outside. My
mhm,
sanctuary is outdoor. We have 9 acres, fully fenced, two double electric gates. Like we're very, very secure. So I'm not saying that I'm necessarily against outdoor cats. It's in the right scenario. I got a mile long.
mhm,
The homes on Maui are unfortunately every great home that I find for a cat, if it's not indoor only, is a potential really tragic situation because trapping and dumping here is overwhelming. And I was told this before I moved here 8 years ago, trapping and dumping, trapping and dumping. And I'm like, God, everybody exaggerates so much. And then I got
mm.
here and literally cats are dumped by the hundreds every day. And we find them for people's pets.
Why do you
There's
think that is?
there's a territorial thing, like my yard and your cat's in my yard, and people let them out. And I don't know if the territorial thing could potentially even be cultural over the years because our land was stolen, right?
Mm,
I'm not necessarily speaking about Hawaiians though, so that's probably not the right thought. I'm just talking about everybody on the island, right? And there's people from
yeah,
everywhere are very
yeah,
angry about cats. Now, some of it is really understandable. The native birds on the Hawaiian Islands are super important to Hawaii, and cats can eat birds. So it's very
yeah,
valid. People are angry that people are letting their cats out.
mhm,
The anger is placed on the cats instead of the people, and also
mm,
cats are overpopulated here. There's been a really big problem with spay and neuter. We were getting a really good handle on it up until COVID, and then COVID hit, and the population exploded because everything closed down for a year.
mm,
So there's that. If you have one butterfly on your door, you come home and you're like, oh my God, a butterfly, and you're filming it, putting it on your Instagram. Well, if there's like 30 on your door every single day, when you come home, you're like, butterflies, get out of the way. I'm trying to get in my house. Right?
yeah,
It's a compassion fatigue. It's like too
mm,
many, and every one of them's lovely, and it's not their fault. The humans brought them here. They're not native. So
yeah,
go full circle. Too many cats, angry neighbors. You let your cat out. It is 50-50, and I really mean that statistically. It is 50-50 whether you see your cat again.
wow.
These cats, oh yeah. It is that bad. These cats go outside. If you live in the middle of nowhere like me, pretty safe, safer than most anywhere in the country because we don't have predators.
Mhm.
Predators here are human, and they take your pet knowing it's your pet because they're mad that you have sometimes they think it's a feral stray cat, whatever, and they go stick it at the beach or the airport or wherever. And there are colonies of many hundreds, and there are many, many thousands of colonies on Maui of many hundreds. It's
Wow.
really a serious problem. And we are working so hard to get spay and neuter done. Anyway, to go back to your question, adopting here is really risky. One, because of what's gonna happen if they let the cat outside. So that's my first question, are they going outside? I just don't do it. Number 2, the
Mhm.
housing
Yeah.
is such a it's a disaster housing market. It is even worse than anywhere in the mainland. So, you
Mm.
have one perfectly behaved, quiet little senior cat that sits at the foot of your bed and does nothing. You can't find a home, and it is
Wow.
that yeah, it's really bad. They're in fact, they proposed a bill for a tax break now for landlords that allow pets. It is so bad that if I find the most amazing home of the most loving people that will keep their cat indoor only, my next question is, are you a homeowner or a renter? And if you lost your lease, could you afford to buy a house? And because these cat they just all come back.
Yeah.
It's such a problem, and I feel so sorry for these people, and I'm like, "Please foster. I'd love to foster with you."
Yeah.
If there's any shot. But a lot of people, I get lucky. They're like, "Oh, my family owns the house. There's a guest house. We're here forever. If I move away or I go to college or whatever, mom will take the cat." Then I meet with mom. Mom says yes. I'll do it. But I'm
Yeah.
really careful. On the mainland, we have a whole different situation, right? We ship cats to Seattle, for instance. We ship them to a number
Mhm.
we don't ship them to oversaturated markets. We don't wanna hurt the animals of the local market. We ship them to markets that have a need for cats, that have done an amazing job of spay and neuter, like Portland
Mm.
and San Diego right now, which is an overpopulated area, is very short on cats right now, so I'm sending a whole bunch. In fact, I sent 2 last night.
Oh, wow.
But when they start filling up and their kitten season hits, I stop, right? Because we want those local cats to get homes. So, we ship them to the mainland and they end up, especially for going to cities like Seattle. I handle the microchip swapping of all those cats. I know who's adopting them, where they live. I look at the map and they're in high rises. They work at Microsoft. They're not in the country. The cats aren't getting killed by a coyote. Like, we have had such amazing adopters that we tend to adopt on the mainland. Additionally, the market in Maui is saturated. If I adopt a
Mhm.
kitty out in Maui, the Maui Humane Society doesn't adopt somebody out. Or somebody like you who finds a kitty at the grocery store, parking lot, or whatever, can't find a home for that cat. And you don't have the
Mm.
resources necessarily to do this whole flight program.
Mm.
What I'm trying to do is clean up the streets, not temporarily, not just fix them and put them back, but if they are social enough to get them off this island and clear the landscape completely. This not only gets the kitty a home, but it keeps the Maui Humane Society from getting the same cat over and over again. It got hit by a car, it's
Mm.
sick. People bring them in, bring them in, bring them in. I can't afford vet care. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Well, if I can clear them out and do it one and done, I fix them, I get them out of here, then that helps not just that cat, of course, but it helps all of Maui because it helps because there's not enough housing. So now there's less competition when somebody's trying to get a house with a cat. There's not, 1,200 people trying to get that house with a cat, so
Mhm.
I can reduce the population here. That's definitely my focus.
That's really great and inspiring work.
Thank you.
I've been looking into the Fly Hawaii Cats program and wanting to do that myself. So basically, if someone wanted to get, involved in this, you buy a ticket to Maui. Is that correct?
Well, the way it works is, yeah, I told you all the reasons behind it, but I didn't tell you about the program. So the program
Yeah.
is a volunteer-based program that is so
Okay.
easy. Anybody who's coming to Maui or Kauai or the Big Island or Oahu, because we
Okay.
expanded it, it's not just Fly Maui,
Okay.
it's Fly Hawaii Cats. If you are coming from the mainland to visit our island, or you live on an island and you're going to the mainland for whatever reason, you just hop on to flyhawaiicats.com. You put
Okay.
your name, your phone number, your email, and your flight info, like Alaska Airlines, 9:30 PM, lands 7 AM Seattle. Really quick. It takes like 30 seconds. And then that loads into a database. Like today, we have like this many flights. And myself and Mariah from the cafe, who created this database, who's an amazing person, just sit there and go, Austin, somebody just contacted me and said they were looking for a Siamese kitten. Let's see if we have any Siamese. Yep. Let's send them to Boston. Let's have them do a video tour, show us where they live, what's going on, indoor, whatever, get all that done, ship the kitty to Boston. So it's really easy. So if you're flying to anywhere from any island, we're going to try to match you up with a kitty that needs to get there. And we do a lot. We do about 50% of the flights that we get offered. So last night I sent kitties to San Diego, and I have a shelter in San Diego that's short on cats right now. They have very few. I have somebody who popped onto our database and put a flight in. It was the perfect flight. It's an overnight flight. They land, they went straight there. And I meet them at the airport. The kitty's already in the carrier, has their health certificate, all their vaccines, healthy, ready to go. And I meet them right at the check-in. When they check in their luggage, I pay for the cat. It's about $100, right? For the carrier. I sent 2 kittens
Mhm.
sharing. He flies, he lands. In this particular instance, our volunteer Joy Bellafair is sitting at the airport before you land. We make it really easy. We've never been late. We're always there 30 minutes before your plane lands. Plane
Mhm.
lands. We're like, hey, go to carousel 13. That's where your luggage is. I'm standing here. They get off the
Mhm.
plane, they're taxiing, they're already hearing from us. They get off the plane, they hand the carrier. That's it. They just put it at their
Wow.
feet. They literally just keep them at their feet. They have a little bit less leg room, and they have 25
Mhm.
people going, "Oh my god, we wanna pet the kitten." You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And they save a life. They save a couple of lives. We've had a family of 5,
Yeah.
take 10 kitties out. So
Wow.
right? You get 2 kittens in each carrier, or cats. You can even do cats. Alaska allows cats of any age, so if they get along and
Okay.
they can get sent 2 cats. And then our pickup person picks them up, takes them either home if it's night, keeps them overnight, and brings them to the shelter the next day. It's not really a shelter, it's a rescue center or a cat cafe,
Mhm.
various groups that we work with. And the kitties get adopted, and then you get a text about 4 days later going, "They got adopted. Here's a picture of their
Yeah.
adopters, and here's what happened." We keep in touch with everybody, and we have people that have flown for us so many times. The person who flew for us last night is a pilot, and he doesn't fly cats when he's a pilot because he can't keep them in there.
Yeah.
When he sees us listing, like I put up, or Mariah put up a post saying Sarah's looking for a San Diego flight right now. He flies free. He's like, "I'll do it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause he works for the airline.
yeah. He literally flew from Oahu to Maui, met me at the airport, took our kitty on the overnight to San Diego, handed it to Joy, got back on the plane and flew back to Oahu. He didn't even
Oh
do it.
my god.
And I said,
Ah.
"This is amazing. What made you like want to do this?" And his quote was, "Kindness heals the giver's heart," or something to that effect. Really sweet.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, kindness heals the giver's heart. And I knew that he had flown for us before. I've flown cats with him, and I said, "What is this, like 8 or
Yeah.
something?" And he goes, 34. Like 34?
Wow.
When you 34 cats with you? And he goes, "Oh no, I signed up on your database." Mariah, my partner, has reached out to all the other rescues on all the other islands. What do you have? What do you have? Well, there's this woman who rescued about 30 Persian cats from a breeder, like a bad situation. And she's been sending those Persian. So he has been flying on his days off, cats all over the country.
Wow.
So I'm thinking we've done like 8 and he's done 34.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Man, I have to
And
get
he's
him
just
on the
one person.
podcast.
We've had hundreds of people fly for us, and we've had a lot of people fly 5 and 6 times, and people that travel for work are like, "I'm
Mhm.
going again. I'm going again. Do you got anybody?"
Yeah.
Right now, my rescue, Kitty Charm Farm, is pulling in as many adoptable, healthy cats as possible. Normally, we focus on sick and injured and otherwise going to be euthanized. We're pulling in
Mhm.
everybody we can. We're sifting online, looking for people who are trying to rehome a kitty that they found, and we're like, grab them, get them out. So last week, I was driving down the highway. It's pouring rain. I happened to have a trap in the back of my car, and there's a kitten ripping around in the big storm that we're having here. And I was in a hurry, and I was like, "Well, I'll put the trap down for 5 minutes and see what happens." Went right in. That kitty's in San Diego this morning. Along with a buddy.
Wow.
I only got him a week ago. He was totally healthy, totally social. I found the nearest feeder, which was the recycle center. She said, "I know that cat. I've been feeding him. He's been here since he was a little baby. Take him." Got him out. He's in San Diego at the Helen Woodward Center this morning. up for
That's
adoption
incredible.
with another kitten I partnered him with. So we're literally in 1 week getting if they're healthy and social, we're getting them out that fast.
That's incredible. I love this program so much, and I
Thank you,
think
me
it's
too.
making such a great impact, and it's so easy.
It's a huge number of cats too. Like on Monday, I'm flying 11 or something. Like we're doing it a lot.
Yeah.
My organization is over 500. I'd say probably the cat cafe is somewhere in that range also. She's
Okay.
doing so many. She has more adoptions off island than she does at the cat cafe, and both are great. Like she is just finding people flying and like calling everybody and networking and putting cats up for adoption on Boston websites or wherever. And
Mhm.
she's just placing cats left and right. It's amazing.
That's incredible. So there are other people doing this as well in Hawaii, other organizations?
Well, so Fly Hawaii Cats is a partnership between the Cat Cafe and myself. I was
Okay.
feeding kitties with tourists, and I was, for the most part, the only one doing that. She saw what I was doing. She asked me what my system was. I was like, "System?" People text me and say they're flying, and I stick it in my iCal, and I
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I can build you a database in like 2 days, and it'll load every single city. You can just put in San Diego and see every single flight." I'm like, "Yeah, that would be great."
Yeah.
And she did, like, literally 2 days later, and I come from marketing, so I started marketing that website on social media everywhere. And now it's just huge. Now there's people signing up from TikTok and all over the place.
Mhm.
We have so many offers that I was actually concerned people would get disappointed because we're not using enough of the offers.
Mm.
Mariah started calling all the other islands and saying, like, "If you can send your cat to San Diego, to Maui, I can pick it up and turn around and stick it on a flight to where you need it because 'cause they're posting also they need things. So now we
Yeah.
just share our site with all the rescues. We don't give anybody's personal information until they have their permission, so it's only Mariah and I
Okay.
who see those flights.
Okay.
We'll see that we have, flight to Portland, and we'll reach out to the other rescues in a text group and just go, "Does anybody need to send a kitten to Portland or a cat?" And they're like, "Yes." I mean, we have a flight Wednesday. You want it?
Mhm.
And then they have to subscribe to the rules that we believe are the safety rules that are best for these cats. The cats are never taken out of the carrier. When they go through the security, they're in a mesh bag, like a laundry bag, so they can't run.
Mhm.
Then you put them back in the carrier, take them out of the bag.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's a nice, comfortable trip. Um, we have we have some pretty strict rules. We have not had a single problem. You have to be at the airport half hour before the flyers. You got to be at the other airport before they land. We have seamless experiences. We have not had any negative reports from anybody, and we've done this so much. So people are
That's
really
great.
happy with it. We have a system that's working. We make it super easy on them. They don't have to do anything, but just meet us at the airport, get the kitty through security, and stick the carrier at their feet. That's it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and if
So
it's
do
still
you
fun
do you
for them.
fly out to LA? Do you get
No,
cats
we
to
don't.
LA?
LA is a saturated market for cats right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
So we're not flying cats to LA. Sometimes we'll fly them to LA and someone will then drive them to Phoenix or whatever.
Okay.
Sometimes I know Mariah's done a couple of direct adoptions to LA. For me, most of the shelters I'm going to are San Diego, Seattle,
Mhm.
Sacramento, Bay Area, occasionally Vegas, and it's an oversaturated market also. But when they don't have kittens and they're a huge cat cafe out there, I'll send them kittens and floods of people come in and then they adopt out the kittens plus like 6 seniors. So
Yeah.
loss leader. So we navigate very carefully around these saturated markets to make sure that we're actually assisting other animals instead of taking up their space.
Gotcha. If somebody is interested in working with the Fly Hawaii cats, they just go onto your website?
Yeah, so there's a couple things you can do. One is if you're already flying in and out of any of the islands, just go to flyhawaiicats.com and put in your info. We also have .org. And it's a little
Okay.
video of how it works, and it's super easy. And you're not
Okay.
signed up until we reach out to you and say, "Hey, are you still flying? Are you still interested?" You're not like guaranteeing anything. Just
Sure.
get it in there. You have to be on Delta, Hawaiian, or Alaska. Those are the only airlines that allow in-cabin cats from the islands to the mainland. A lot of people don't. They're like, "No, I fly on United all the time or Southwest." From the islands specifically, those are the only 3 airlines currently allowing pets in cabin.
Okay.
So you
That's
have to
good
be
to
on
know.
one of those 3, and if you're going here, try to get on one of those 3. They're great airlines, and we may use you. Uh, there's other ways you can help. We're actually launching a website this week. and you can transfer miles so that if we have to fly a kitty, like for instance, we're flying a kitty to Seattle right now and it needed to go to Denver and there was no flight to Denver. So we're using miles to buy a flight from Seattle to Denver and one of our volunteers is taking the kitty for us. So miles are also a great way. Obviously cash. I mean, we do pay for these flights. They're not
Mhm.
terribly expensive in cabin. They're about 100 to 250 depending which airline to stick a
Okay.
carrier on board. You can just promote us in your city, like, ever dreamed of adopting a Maui kitty? Here's where you can do it. They'll hook it up, they'll get it to you.
Love that. Where can people find you on social media?
Well, I'm Kitty Charm Farm, so I
Okay.
run Kitty Charm Farm. We're on a farm here, and we do a lot of rescue, and I'll take you for a tour. Mariah, my partner, runs Cat Cafe Maui, and
Okay.
together we have a partnership for Fly Hawaii Cats, our flight angels. But if you just go to flyhawaiicats.com.
This is such a fantastic conversation. I'm so inspired. If somebody wants to do a tour of your sanctuary.
Yeah, we're real busy. I Unfortunately, we can't do them constantly, so
Okay.
we ask for a $40 donation upfront,
Okay.
because I gotta come back from the vet or whatever to do it. It's my private home. I donated my land to the program. So I'll meet them at the gate and get them in and take them for a private tour. So it's $40 a person, and you just email us to set it up. It's kittycharmfarm@gmail.com. And, we're happy to do it. We just have to try to find the time when we can because we are pounding the pavement rescuing cats constantly.
That's great. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people that would be interested in going to I would love a tour one day.
Yes. We had a woman who did our flight program to San Diego, volunteered, loved it so much that now she's the person who picks up all the cats,
Mhm.
and the person who used to pick up the cats had done so many that she was like, "Great, let her do it." And then she loved it so much that she's flown back and forth and she's stayed here twice and she's fosters for us for her career, does TikTok for big corporations like Frito-Lay or whatever. So she's like, "You
Yeah.
guys, let me do a TikTok or 2 for you." So she did. She opened a TikTok on us, and now we get tour requests every day.
Amazing.
So we're gonna pick 2 days a week at a certain time and do groups. So we're
Yeah.
just getting there now. The TikTok only aired maybe 3 weeks ago, and there's hundreds of thousands of shares on it. And so
Wow.
now we're kind of inundated with TikTok tour requests,
Yeah.
trying to get a little handle on it. But yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a great problem to have because everybody wants to come see the farm and see all the animals. So that's
But we don't employ a single person. So if
okay. Yeah.
we pay our vet who comes hourly, but, um, we spend a couple $100,000 a year doing
Mm,
medical treatments and getting cats off island.
mm,
So everybody is volunteer, including myself. I'm full time. And luckily I sold a pet hotel in the Bay Area and had enough money to buy the farm and do this.
mhm.
Everybody's volunteer, so we cannot hire somebody to do tours or it's just,
Yeah.
we any money we spend is a cat that's sitting on the street with a broken
Yeah.
leg that somebody didn't pick up because we couldn't afford it. We got to keep our and donate, please.
Yeah.
kittycharm.com. We need donations.
Okay.
We don't raise the money we spend. Like I'm selling stock and I'm doing whatever we can do to get this
Yeah.
program, to continue it.
Yes. Everybody go donate if you can to Kitty Charm Farm.
Yeah, and Cat Cafe Maui has their own nonprofit. You can look them up and see their links too, and they do a lot of really great work as well.
Fantastic.
This is Angie. Can you see her?
Yeah, I can see Angie.
Okay, this is Angie. We found Angie when she was about a year old and she had this giant pot belly and she was under a house and she was screaming for help and the homeowners called us. And as it turns out, she has giantism just like Andre the Giant. She's wearing a
Wow.
t-shirt because she's wears a device that alerts us when her blood sugar is wrong. It's a Freestyle Libre, you see that?
Uh-huh.
And she has been to San Diego at the VCA Oncology Center, and she got brain radiation for 5 days, just an hour a day. Uh, she got gamma knife radiation to reduce a pituitary tumor in her brain. To the tune of $10,000. We are a no-kill rescue unless they are suffering and in pain, and this was a happy kitty that just needed help.
Yeah.
So we spent the money, and she is a special needs, so she's allowed to be in the house. We only have a couple of them. We have a blind kitty.
Mhm.
We have sweet Angie. She has a sensor.
Ryan.
Just tells us how she's doing. So
Oh,
right now
she's
she's got
so
really
cute.
high blood glucose at 375, but she got insulin before our call, so she's going to start dropping. You can
Okay.
see um, our daily graphs, like, here she was yesterday. So her blood sugar goes
Mhm.
up and down like crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and she
Sweetheart.
looks like she's 17 and she's 7. This is what giantism does. Or everything
Okay.
grows too fast. Her heart goes too fast. So she won't be long for this place, but she has a happy life. She sleeps in my
Yeah.
bed and she's super sweet. And
So sweet,
she wears a
Angie. Oh
t-shirt.
my goodness.
Okay, that's Angie. Circles makes circles. So she has
Are
a
you
neurological
you're
disease.
calling circles?
That's her name. She has a neurological disease. She also loves cardboard boxes and she can't stop spinning. But
Oh.
it looks miserable. I shouldn't say she can't stop. When she's excited or hungry, she can't stop.
Okay.
Circus McGurkus.
Look at
Circus
her.
McGurkus. Hi. You can see she's completely blind. Can you look up? Show them your eyes. Nope, she's not going to show us.
Oh,
You see them
Brett.
gray? She's really sweet and she makes
So
circles.
sweet.
And she can still run around and maps the house. Blind cats are amazing. She maps the house like a Roomba.
Uh-huh.
And she runs around and jumps on furniture. So it's not like she can only spin. She's not like spinning out
Okay.
miserable, but when she's hungry or she hears you call her, she spins. So like right now, she's having a groom, right? But watch.
Yeah.
She hardly ever makes a left. That was pretty impressive. And she likes her little cardboard box.
She can't turn left.
She hardly ever makes a left. Okay, here we have Hobbles. Do you see this kitty dragging his butt?
Uh-huh.
I'll go out and you can see him.
Hobbles.
Hi, Hobbles. We rescued Hobbles at 4 weeks old. He probably fell off a fence or something. He was dragging his body. He's the sweetest cat you ever met, but he's incontinent, so he needs to live outside. And
Oh,
every morning we
buddy.
spray the deck. Hobbles, come
Mm.
here. Hobbly, go. Come on. Here we
Well, if
go.
there's a place to live outdoors, it's Hawaii.
Yeah, we have a huge storm here. Right now it's sunny for a minute, but all our furniture has been turned toward the house so the cats can huddle. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
there's kitties. There's
My
there's
God.
Coco. There's Coco. All the chairs are turned inwards so the cats can
Yeah.
get away from the wind. Hi, there's Tippy. There's One-Eyed Jack. There's Ella.
Hi, guys.
Ella's 20. Very senile and very sweet. She's an indoor kitty also, but we let her out during the day.
Okay.
I brought her to Hawaii with me. I've had her for 20 years. And she's very
Wow.
skinny. She's hyperthyroided. She is not long for this place. She is down to the very end, but she's happy kitty.
So
This is our
happy.
amazing view. We're right on the. Ooh, Coho, don't trip me. This is our gorgeous view. Can you see it?
Yeah, look at that wraparound porch.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
All the way to Haleakala. We don't see any houses. We're in the country. Our pigs are down there. Our chickens and roosters are down there. Over here. Hi, Hobbles. You gonna follow me? Yeah.
Girls, come
We
on.
have a lot of wind, so bear with us.
Uh-huh.
It's a big storm right now. You
Okay.
can't see it right now because it's clouded in, but that's Haleakala, the big volcano. And as you see, we just have land forever. And the kitties are
Yeah.
really out here. Fenced, very
They have
windy.
a great view.
And there's Pitty,
Hi,
one of our very
Hobbles.
first kitties. Pitty, that one.
Pitty?
Pitty. She's named after a guy named Craig Pitt. When I first moved to Maui, there was a guy who went missing. And I was asked to help because my brother is a missing person and I know a bit about that. And
Mm.
we went to try to find him. Turns out he fell off a waterfall and he died.
Oh
When we
my
found his
God.
body, his parents were on the plane here. And so they didn't know, but we knew. And I was picking him up at the airport and the police said, we've got his body. We need them to identify. We're going to pick him up at the airport and take him straight to identify him. And I said, okay, well, just in case they need me, I'll just hang out near the airport. And there's a beach right there called Kanaha. And I went to Kanaha and I found a little 1.5 pound, what I thought was dead kitten.
Oh.
It's everything. I scooped her up. I scooped her up to put her in the bushes. And she goes, And I was like,
Oh,
oh my God, you're alive. And I have a rescue kit in my car. So I immediately started like giving her fluids and all these things. She came back to us. Turns out that something happened. She had multiple breaks in her hips. She was just laying there. She couldn't move and she was like rotting. And we found her and I committed to her, okay, well, if you're a boy, I didn't want to move her because of her hips. I was like, if you're a boy, you'll be Craig. And if you're a girl, you'll be Pitty. And his name was Craig Pitt. And we had just found him. So his parents love that she's a major climber because he was a really professional climber and he was climbing waterfalls when he died. And he climbs all the trees and stuff, even though she's had multiple breaks in her hips. She's completely normal today. And that's Biddy. And here comes Hobbles.
hi, Pitty.
There's Tippy. All right, here we go. We gotta, yeah, there's
The
Coho.
whole
Tippy.
crew.
Yeah, that's our rescue center up there. This is the
Wow,
other
they're
side. We'll see more
happy.
kitties. I didn't clean up for you because I didn't know I was going to take you on a tour. There's Patsy. She's
That's
also
all
20.
right.
There's our 20-year-old. Hi, Patsy. She's a good
Hi,
girl.
Patsy.
Patsy's a sweetie. Patsy has lung
Yeah,
cancer. She's on some prednisone. So again, and not long for this place. Our 20-year-olds are getting down, but they're happy. And here's more country. And here we go. Let's see what we got here. Let me get the lights on. All right. This is Cherry. Cherry.
hi,
That's Cherry. She's going to Denver on Monday.
hi, Cherry.
It, here we have, I can turn some more lights on. Hold on.
Oh,
See if this helps. These are just our caged kitties. We have rooms too. This is Panther and Sammy. Both of them just rescued this week. They're going to Denver on Monday. Hello. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them okay?
nice.
I don't know if it's too dark or what, but this is
Yep,
Road
yep.
Trip.
I can see
We
him.
found Road Trip at 3 weeks old. His eyeballs were hanging out. He had to get his eyeballs removed, and he is going to Seattle next week. Road Trip. And I don't know if you can see him very well because he's a black kitty with no eyes, so he's very hard to see. But Rhodey, come here.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get up and give me kisses. Up, come here, Road Trip. What's you doing? What's you doing? Can you see him? Hi. Hello. He's purring up a storm. He's a very sweet
Hi.
one. Completely blind. His
So
name is Road Trip
sweet.
because he was only. Road Trip's going to Seattle to the whole cat and caboodle. They're amazing. He was completely blind when we got him. Somebody had a paper bag and they were walking into Maui Humane. And I said, what's in the bag? And they opened it and I see this kitten with these eyeballs hanging out and he's only 3 weeks. And I knew that they couldn't handle something like that as a municipal shelter. I said,
Oh,
let me have him. And he's doing great. So we had his eyeballs removed and all is well. This is Trace. Trace as in 1, 2, 3. Unos dos tres. Trace lost a leg. Hi, Trace. Trace got in a car engine
oh,
and they turned it on and they heard screaming and Trace's got a leg cut off. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Trace. He also lost his
bud.
tail. The before picture is horrifying. Can you show him your silly leg? Here. Come here, you chunky monkey. Show him your silly leg. You got a tiny tail and no leg. And he's still got a shaved spot because of doing the surgery. All right, Trace, we'll leave you be. He's going to Denver on Monday. Over here we have Helen. Helen is blind. Also,
Oh,
she had a reaction from anesthesia when she got fixed and it made her brain swell. We had to give her shots to keep her brain down. She did code red. She died. They were able to revive her. She is also blind and she is going to Seattle also this week.
wow.
Helen, I'm here. Helen will be for adoption in Seattle by March 5th. And she's super sweet. She has this big room and she navigates it great. And she lays up in her window in the sunshine and she's a super
Oh,
happy kitty. But when she woke
that
up, she was
meow.
terrified. Yeah, it took us like 4 months to cool her off when she woke up, she was suddenly blind. Imagine going to bed and then waking up, you can't see anything, can't talk to anybody because
Yeah.
you only speak meow language, right? And she didn't
Oh,
know us or anything. I mean, we just trapped her to fix
mm-hmm.
her.
Yeah.
So that was bad, but everything's turned out great. Okay. Over here we have Manuka. Manuka always buries herself in her blankets.
Manuka.
She's a good girl. Hi, guys. That's Onyx and Lightning. This is Dove and Sparrow. They are going to Denver on Monday. Dove and Sparrow. These two, Sammy and Panther, And then we have a whole nother room that I won't bother taking you in of a whole bunch of other cats that are in our infirmary that are not ready to fly, that have a lot of medical
Okay.
conditions to solve first. I'll try taking you out there, but it may not make it. Spot's an interesting
Okay.
one. She has huge spots of no skin or hair, and she's getting better, but let's see if it makes it. There's our duck.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Hi, Spotty girl. Spotty's got a really serious
Buddy.
condition. You can see she has a spot of no.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had about 30 of those, so she's almost through it. That's the last one.
Oh,
And yeah,
wow.
we got a little bit of everything. We have all of these cats are in here for various medical conditions that we don't want them near the other cats, like ringworm,
Yeah.
things like that. There's a duck. Hi.
All right. That's a great tour. Thank you so much. Well, that wraps up our show for today. Thank you so much to our guest, Sarah Haynes, for that amazing tour of the Kitty Charm Farm. You can stalk us on all social platforms at MyCatCalling and listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. If you liked anything about the show today, you can show your support for our indie podcast by subscribing to our channel, leaving us a comment, or sharing this episode with the cat lover in your life. Thank you for listening. We love you.